What's up, YouTube? My name is Jamin, and this is Not Too Casual. Now, if you've seen my beautiful face before, welcome back. But if it's your first time, welcome as well. Either way, you are here for a reason. And what is that reason today? You saw the title and the thumbnail. You want to know why the WNBA is about to fail. You want to know why they are doomed. It's all because of the players. We're going to get right into it. I just made a video about this particular topic, but I just came across more information, more damning information about what's going on with them. We already talked about how the strike that they wanted to do is failing, but let's not get into it yet. I want to go ahead and make sure you like and share and subscribe and leave your 2 cents down in the comment section so we can have a conversation. Now let's get into the video, guys, because these ladies are oblivious and have no self-awareness. Let's go.
Unrivaled just lost 65% of their audience in 1 year, and WNBA players who were threatening to strike last month are now begging to play for their old salaries. Let me show you exactly how this empire is crumbling in real time.
I've been telling you guys there is no interest in pretend basketball. I have been telling you guys for years, as the mainstream media has intentionally lied to us. These elite athletes are amazing! This is the best basketball in the world! Woohoo!
The numbers don't lie, and they're absolutely brutal. Unrivaled Season 2 opened on TNT to 107,000 viewers. Last year, opening night pulled 313,000. That's not a dip. That's a nosedive off a cliff. And here's...
So real quick, guys, if you didn't listen, if you didn't catch that, they have lost 65% of viewership. 65% of viewership has been lost in 1 year. 1 year. Now imagine if you had a business and you lost 65% of your business in 1 year. How are you going to stay afloat? Now, the NBA has lost 50% of viewership since the 90s, but that's a 30-year gap, 30-year time frame. It's easier for you to sustain yourself over that amount of time. But after 1 year, what are you going to do? They went back straight into mediocrity, even less than mediocrity, because you got to understand the WNBA has never turned a profit, not one time in 30 years. Even in that inaugural year of Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, Miss Cece, where they actually made more money than ever before in one single year, they spent more money than they have ever spent in one single year. So it was still in a net negative, even more of a negative than they had in previous years when they didn't have the revenue. Now make that girl math make sense. It doesn't. Let's go.
Here's the part nobody wants to say out loud. The only draw in women's basketball just proves she's irreplaceable.
Season 2 of Unrivaled, opening night. They averaged 107,000 viewers on TNT. That is a 65% decline compared to last year.
Because when Caitlin Clark isn't on your screen, nobody's watching. Not Angel Reese, not Paige Beckers, not Asia Wilson, or whatever her name is this week. Unrivaled is paying Paige Beckers $348,000 to generate 107,000 viewers.
And that's absolutely laughable. Why are you paying somebody this much money to bring in minimal amount of people, minimal amount of viewers? Minimal. This is like the WNBA is a pet project of the NBA. It's like when a millionaire has his business running and going. It's working like a well-oiled machine, but his wife is bored. and she wants to open up a flower shop. She wants to open up a coffee shop, a wine shop, some little boutique that sells all of her Chinese-made dresses made full of lead and plastics that turns no profit. And the only way that the lights stay on is because of the millionaire husband. The NBA is the millionaire husband. The WNBA is the wife who has the boutique that makes absolutely no money and only pulls away from the profit that the millionaire husband makes. But it keeps the wife happy. The WNBA is a, how should I say this? It's a, what's the word I'm looking for? The WNBA is virtual signaling. It's just saying that if we have something male, we got to have something female. No matter how much it's a drain and it's irrelevant, we have to have it in a female aspect. And it's only way we need to have a female aspect of something male is if it's in a spotlight. Because we need to have women in managerial situations, have managerial positions, CEO positions, of course, professional athletes. Why don't we have a WNFL? Huh? Is it a little bit too physical for women? I don't know. Comment down in the comment section. Why don't we have a bricklayers union for women? Is that a little bit too physical? Not enough vanity for women? Go ahead, let's have this conversation. Let's continue.
Do the math on that business model. I'll wait. TNT spent millions promoting this league. Mainstream media told us women's basketball was exploding. They sold us a narrative that elite athletes deserve our attention and our money. But the audience spoke, and what they said was devastating. We don't want more women's basketball, we want less. Now let's talk about why Unrivaled was really created. On the surface, it's about giving WNBA players leverage. It's about providing them options so they can demand better contracts. Noble, right? But there's one tiny problem with that strategy. Your backup plan has to actually work. Unrivaled was supposed to be the ace up their sleeve during negotiations. WNBA players would walk into that boardroom knowing they had somewhere else to go. They'd threaten to leave. They'd demand 30% of gross revenue. They'd stand firm because Unrivaled would catch them if they fell. Except Unrivaled isn't catching anybody. It's falling faster than they are. The collective bargaining agreement deadline was supposed to be today. Obviously, they're not meeting it. But here's where it gets absolutely wild. After months of WNBA players claiming they'd go on strike, after all that tough talk about standing firm and fighting for what they deserve, they're now considering playing under the old CBA. The same deal they called insulting. The same breadcrumbs they said weren't enough.
For months.
Absolutely terrible negotiators. Absolutely terrible negotiators. You cannot come off of 1 year. 1 year after you have 30 years of complete negativity and detrimental revenue and demand so much. Because people you're doing business with, they've been doing business their whole lives. These WNBA players coming into the league demanding money. This is absolutely insane. Do you know it took the NBA 100 years before they started making money? And I'm not going to say like 100 years before they started making money per se, before they started making real money. It's only been 30 years. 30 years with the NBA, these guys were still having second jobs. The WNBA minimal salary, you technically don't even need to have a second job if you live how you should live. But they're not going to live that way because they want to live like NBA players. They want to live like quote unquote professional sports athletes. When professional sport athletes come on different levels. Pause. There's levels to this. And also being women, you got to understand, you don't pull the draw like men do. You don't. I don't understand what it's going to take for you to understand that. And this has nothing to do with women hating, misogyny, nothing like that. It's just looking at it with logic and with a business mind. Because if you're getting 100, 200,000 views, viewership ratings, and the NFL is getting 500, 800, millions. I'm sorry, 1,000. What am I talking about? Millions. Where would you put your advertising dollars? Of course, you're going to put it to where there are more viewers to watch it. I don't even understand the logic here. Like, it's so mind-blowing to me, and it's completely asinine to me. Like, just to see, like, when people are like, let's improve the game, make it more entertaining, we should lower the rim for the ladies so we can see more dunks, which is something that we watch the NBA for, is dunks. But the women are like, nah. But guess what? They have nothing to say about their ball actually being smaller than the NBA ball. Why is the ball smaller? Huh? Is it because women are smaller? Huh? Why is the rim 10 feet when women can't dunk like men? Lower the damn rim. Make it more entertaining. We want to see you dunk and put your crotch in another woman's face and be like, like Shaq did. We want to see that. You would immediately start making more money. And even me, I might tune in. I have never watched a WNBA game in my life. Because watching the WNBA game, even when I would look at the highlights, like, I'm like, middle school boys play better than this. At this point, watching the WNBA game, you're kind of like, let's see who is going to miss the least amount of layups and airball the least amount of three-pointers. That's what it's like. I watched a video where a guy at 24 Hour Fitness, he was like 42, 43 years old. He whooped ass. He put belt to ass to a WNBA player who was like 23 years old. We gotta come to we have to understand that women aren't men. Stop negotiating like men. Stop thinking that you can put the type of contracts that men get onto what women get. We got to get past this. We have to get past this. Who is selling y'all these pipe dreams that you need to get everything that men get? That's what's wrong with society today. Women think they're men. You're not. We had Brittany Griner talking about she was going to be, who was that? Draymond Green or, I wasn't Draymond. I know y'all gonna let me know in the comments. You're not. You couldn't even beat me. Even with your height. You can't beat me. I can probably beat 80, 90% of the WNBA. I'm a 42-year-old man. Now, I got an athletic background. I ran track, played football, baseball, basketball, all that. But I'm not a professional. I didn't do anything professionally. I ran a few professional track meets. That's it. But I'm a man. Bring whoever you want. Line them up. I live in Seattle. Bring somebody from the Storm. We can play. We can play. Put it on tape. I promise you it's going to be a good game. Let's go.
Now, WNBA players have publicly claimed that we are standing firm. We are fighting for our right to be overpaid. We are fighting for our right to be compensated with money we have no way of earning.
How do you go from demanding millions to accepting pesos in less than 2 months? I'll tell you exactly how. You lose your leverage. Every time Unrivaled posts another embarrassing rating, WNBA players lose negotiating power. Every time TNT executives look at those numbers and question their investment, the player's position gets weaker. The NBA offered them 50% of net revenue. That's the money left after expenses. Sounds fair when you're a league that's been losing money for 30 years straight, right? But WNBA players rejected it. They want 30% of gross revenue. That's the total before expenses get subtracted. Under that proposal, the league would lose $700 million, more than they've lost in their entire 3-decade.
Come on, ladies. Come on, ladies. You had a deal that was better than the deal you had before. You lost leverage because after that 1 year where you had amazing ratings because CC came in the league. And I'm just going to say Caitlin Clark because we got Angel Reese. We got Aja, whatever her name is. I don't know. Who cares? They try to act like these are just some, I don't know, like, oh, these players are so phenomenal. Like, oh, my God, like you got to tune in. And then all you see is air balls. All you see is air balls. Promise you. Because you can look up right now, WNBA bloopers. They're all over the place. They're all over the place. If you look at NBA bloopers, it's like a collection of like 20 years combined in like, I don't know, 5 minutes. But if you put WNBA bloopers, it's a collection of bloopers in one season in 30 minutes. That's just what it is. And I'm not trying to talk trash, but I'm just being realistic because the WNBA, the players actually have a lot of potential with progression as far as athletic ability. Because if you look at Caitlin Clark, there's going to be more to come behind her. But we need everybody to progress to Caitlin Clark's athletic ability right now and have that be the standard. And then we're going to move forward in physical ability. You see what I'm saying? Because right now it's comical. Most of it is comical. It's comical. Like, just to be honest, it's like you watch the game for maybe fundamentals, but as far as physical ability and the flair and uniqueness, it's like, what are we doing here? You got to understand that it's still a form of entertainment, and we have to be entertained in order to keep tuning in. And when we're looking at women who have a 10-foot goal, and they're tall, but they still don't have the physical abilities, the muscle mass, fast twitch muscles to actually leap like men and dunk and get up like men, move quick, hit them with a crossover and things of that nature. It's just kind of mundane. It's mediocre. Let's keep flowing.
Existence. Let me break down this insanity. The league is offering them $1 million contracts. That's literally what they originally asked for. But now they're so entitled, so stubborn, so convinced of their own worth that they'd rather play for their old salaries than accept what they demanded in the first place. Last time I checked, the electric company doesn't accept beliefs as payment. Your landlord doesn't care about your principals when rent is due. And you know what's beautiful about all this? The market is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. It's telling us the truth. All those articles about women's basketball growth, illusion. All those claims about new stars emerging, fiction. The growth wasn't real.
That's right. The market is always going to do what the market does. No matter how much you promote, how much you scream, we have to watch. We need to do this. We need to support. Humans are going to do what they want to do. And if you're not putting that product on the court, ladies, we ain't gonna watch it. We ain't gonna do it. And like Bill Burr said, feminists are the ones who are tanking the WNBA, because why aren't you supporting your ladies?
Was going from nothing to slightly more than nothing, while media pretended it was a revolution. Think about what playing under the old CBA means. WNBA players could strike at any moment without notice. The league has zero incentive to speed up negotiations. Why would they? The product on the court already tarnishes their brand. Let these players show everyone how replaceable they are. Let them walk. See what happens. Here's what nobody's saying, but everyone's thinking. The only thing keeping the WNBA alive is NBA subsidies. Billionaire owners have been patient. They've invested millions into a league that generates nothing but losses, complaints, and problems. But that patience has limits. And with Unrivaled proving there's no alternative market for these players, those limits are being tested. Nafisa Collier can talk all she wants about sustainability. Breanna Stewart can promote Unrivaled as the future. But when your opening night loses 65% of last year's already mediocre audience, the writing's on the wall.
That's right, guys. So as you can see, the WNBA is in a huge turning point right now. They tried to leverage themselves off that 1 year when they brought in Caitlin Clark, you know, the messiah of the WNBA. At this point, I do believe that there's going to be someone that's going to come in that's going to be more phenomenal than her, more riveting than she is. But right now, that's all they have, because it's proven that when she's not playing, when she's injured, the ratings take a nosedive. No matter how much Angel Reese screams, it's all about Me Too. People are coming to watch Me Too. No, they're not. This goes right back into what I was saying about self-awareness. You have to be self-aware with what's going on with you, the draw that you pull, the attraction that you have to the game. Now, of course, you got your fundamentals out there, those people who want to come out and see fundamental basketball, which actually are, middle-aged men and men in general that support the WNBA, because men support sports, women don't. So it's really tough to get the ratings when you have a subpar product on the court, and also the women have terrible attitudes about who they are, what they put on the court, and what they expect to be paid from the ratings that they actually receive. And after that 1 year where they boomed. The following year, 65% loss. 65% loss. Let me know what you guys think about the WNBA, about that huge nosedive in ratings. Let me know how you think the WNBA can improve, if they can improve, and if they can come back, because we got other leagues out here who are trying to come in and take over. It may be the the NBA/ABA, which happened back in, I believe, the 70s, where they had a merger because there was another competing league for the NBA. If you guys don't know, all you youngsters out there, Gen Zers, alphas, betas, y'all can't even talk yet, but we'll see. Because it may not necessarily be doomed, but there may be some consolidation going on moving into the future, because the NBA went through the same kind of situation. Now, go ahead and leave your comments down in the comment section again. Make sure you like and share and subscribe. My name is Jamin, and this is Not Too Casual. Take care, guys. Peace.